We take content, you're already looking at maybe articles, videos, things like that, and we really dig in to pull out the core insights for you.
Right. It's kind of a shortcut. Helps you get the key info without sifting through everything yourself.
We're trying to get you the important stuff, basically.
And give you some perspective, maybe some practical knowledge, too.
So today we're looking at a YouTube transcript. It's from the English Podcast Zone.
Ah, yes. The title is Learn English Quickly with Podcast English Learning Conversation, Episode 1.
Okay, so our mission here, if you will, is to explore the language learning strategies they use, and also, maybe more importantly, pull out the specific English phrases they teach.
Yeah, the goal is really practical takeaways, stuff you can use whether you're learning English or just, in everyday social situations.
And what I found interesting right away is how they use this, totally relatable, slightly embarrassing social situation to teach.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
Forgetting someone's name.
Ah, yes. That's a classic. It makes the language feel very real, doesn't it? Not just abstract rules.
Exactly. It grounds it. So let's talk about the scenario they set up. It's these two people, Nick and Anna.
Right, and they met before at a conference or something.
Yeah, and they bump into each other again, but uh-oh.
Nick can't remember her name.
Bingo. That awkward moment. We've all been there, haven't we? That, mental blank.
Totally. And Anna in the dialogue even says, "Don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time." Which is, true for a lot of us, I think.
Definitely makes it less painful when someone says that.
It does. And the script mentions Nick says he's in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, right.
Which, maybe adds to the awkwardness. Or perhaps it's why he forgot in the first place, feeling rushed.
Yeah, could be. It makes the whole thing feel very authentic, like something that would actually happen.
Okay, so let's focus on that phrase then. In a bit of a hurry, that's one of the first language points they pull out.
Yeah, what does it mean exactly?
Well, simply put, it just means you don't have much time. You need to move quickly. You're rushed.
Got it. Pressed for time. And they give some good examples in the transcript.
They do. The first one is someone in a car, right? "Can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry."
Okay, makes sense. Demanding, but clear.
Yeah. The second one is, "I can't talk right now. I'm in a bit of a hurry."
That one feels very common, a polite way to end a conversation quickly.
Exactly.
And the third.
"I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'll check these files later." So using it to postpone something.
Right. It just signals that you're short on time right now, but you'll get to it. Pretty useful phrase.
Definitely. Okay, so moving on in the dialogue. After the name forgetting awkwardness, Nick gives Anna his business card.
Ah, the classic moo. And that leads to the next language point, right?
Yep. Contact details.
Okay, this one seems fairly self-explanatory.
It is, but it's good to define. It's just the info you need to, contact someone. Name, phone number, email. Like what's on a business card?
Exactly that. So if someone asks for your contact details, that's what they want. The means to get in touch later.
Simple enough. Good practical term.
Then we get to the moment Nick actually admits he forgot. He says something like, "You know what, this is really embarrassing, but your name has just slipped my mind."
Ah, and there's our next key phrase. Slipped my mind.
Such a good idiom. What's the core meaning there?
It means you forgot something, but accidentally. It wasn't deliberate. The thought just kind of vanished.
Right, it wasn't intentional neglect. And they give examples for this too.
Yeah, what were they?
First one, "I'm sorry I forgot to respond to your email. It just slipped my mind."
Okay, yeah. Happens all the time with emails.
Totally. And the second, "Don't you know what day it is today? Oh, it's your birthday." It completely slipped my mind.
Oof. That's a bigger slip. But it really shows the meaning forgetting unintentionally, maybe something important.
Definitely. So, slipped my mind for accidental forgetting. Useful one. Okay, after those specific phrases, the podcast moves into a section called Putting It Together.
Oh, I like that idea. Showing how words combine.
Exactly. They focus first on the word around. Seems simple, but they show different uses.
Okay, like what?
First, just around here, meaning basically nearby or close by.
Right, like is there a coffee shop around here?
Precisely. Then they contrast that with around the corner.
Which is a bit more specific, isn't it? Like literally on the next street.
Yeah, that's how they explain it. And the dialogue example fits perfectly. Actually, my office is right around the corner.
Gotcha. Close, but specifically on the adjoining street.
And then there's around there.
How's that different?
It seems to me more like near that general area or vicinity, not super specific.
Okay.
Their example was, Los Angeles is a great city. I used to live around there, like in the general LA area, not necessarily next door.
Right. So around here is immediate vicinity. Around the corner is the next street. And around there is a broader, less precise nearby location.
That seems to be the gist. It's subtle, but those little distinctions make your English sound more natural, I think.
Definitely. Prepositions can be tricky like that. Okay, what else was in putting it together?
The phrase terrible with.
Okay. Meaning just bad at something.
Yep, that's exactly how they define it. Bad at something.
And examples.
They gave 3. First, you're terrible with numbers. You can't even remember your own telephone number.
Huh. A bit harsh, maybe, but it makes the point.
Yeah. Second, I'm terrible with directions. I'm always getting lost.
Oh, I feel that one. Very relatable for many people.
Me too. And the third one links back nicely. I'm terrible with faces. I can never remember what people look like.
Right, which connects straight back to poor Nick forgetting Anna's name. It shows why someone might forget a name.
Exactly. And it's interesting. One of the podcast hosts actually says, I'm also terrible with numbers.
Oh, really? That's cool they share that. Makes it more relatable.
Yeah. And the other host admits, I'm terrible with faces too.
So even the teachers have these issues. It kind of normalizes it, doesn't it? Makes you feel less bad if you struggle with names or numbers.
Totally.
Yeah.
It shows it's just a common human thing.
Okay, what comes after that section?
They have the listeners hear the dialogue again, but slower. And then they move to a fluency builder segment.
Fluency builder.
Mm,
Focusing on sounding more natural.
exactly. And the phrase they highlight is, how's it going?
Instead of just, how are you?
Right. They say, well, how are you? Or how are you doing? Or fine. How's it going? Sounds, well, more natural and casual.
Yeah, definitely more informal. Good for friends or acquaintances.
And they point out that Anna actually used it right at the start of their dialogue with Nick. How's it going?
So it's a real-world example from their own script. Nice touch.
Yeah. They suggest it's a good one to add to your repertoire for that casual feel.
Makes sense. Those little natural greetings can make a big difference in sounding fluent.
Definitely. Now, this next part I really liked. The host shares some personal stories
Oh, yeah? About what?
about their own times, forgetting names and how embarrassing it was.
Huh, that's great. Humanizes them even more. But do they offer any, tips?
They do. That's the best part. So one host, Marco, tells a story about being at a family reunion
Oh, no.
and completely blanking on a relative's name.
Yeah.
Had to, sneakily ask another cousin.
Get in there. Maybe not family, but definitely had to do the discreet ask.
Right. And then the other host, Erica, shares her strategies for business situations.
Okay, I'm interested in this. What does she do?
She suggests things like asking for their business card again, just to sort of casually see the name,
Smart, yeah.
or asking them to spell out their email address, maybe pretending you didn't catch it because the name's usually in there.
Ooh, that's clever, too. Little social hacks for that awkward moment.
Exactly. It's more than just language. It's like social survival skills.
That's actually really valuable advice. It's comforting to know even people teaching English need these tricks sometimes.
It really is. Okay, so towards the end, they do a review,
A vocabulary review.
an audio review. They quickly go back over the main words and phrases.
Which ones did they cover again?
Let's see. How's it going? Around here, around the corner, in a bit of a hurry, contact details, slip my mind, terrible with, and around there.
Okay, the main ones we discussed.
Yep. And they also threw in some related words like to recognize, acquaintance, in a rush, which is similar to in a bit of a hurry, and forgetful.
How did they review them? Just list them.
No, it sounded like they did, meaning then the word in a sentence again. Kind of a quick drill format.
That's a good way to reinforce it, hearing it again in context.
Yeah, helps it stick, I think.
Definitely. So it sounds like a pretty thorough breakdown of that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to kind of wrap up our own deep dive here, we looked at this English Learning Podcast transcript
Right. Using that relatable scenario of forgetting a name,
to pull out some really practical, everyday English phrases.
like, in a bit of a hurry, contact details, slipped my mind. Good, solid vocabulary.
And those nuances with around here, around the corner, around there,
Yeah.
plus terrible for talking about things you're bad at.
Don't forget the fluency tip, using how's it going for a casual greeting.
Oh, right, yeah. And those surprisingly useful tips for what to do when you actually forget someone's name.
Yeah, the practical strategies were a nice bonus. So overall, a good source for picking up natural-sounding English for social interactions.
Agreed. And I think the main takeaway, maybe, is how language works in real life, in those slightly messy human moments, not just in textbooks.
Exactly. Understanding the context and the social function of the language.
So a final thought maybe for our listeners. Have you been in that spot, that name-forgetting moment?
And what did you do? Did you use one of these strategies or something else?
Or thinking about the phrases we talked about, which one feels most useful for you right now in your own learning or just, daily life?
Yeah, it's worth considering how getting comfortable with these sort of everyday bits of language, the idioms, the casual stuff, how that can really boost your confidence.
Definitely. It's those little things that help you move from just knowing words to actually feeling comfortable using the language, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's about feeling natural and capable when you communicate.